yeah! You're watching the Daily Dusty. Let's fucking do it!
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare your anus! Woo! Fuck yeah! Happy Tuesday, everybody! Welcome to the world's greatest one-man show. It's the Daily Dusty. Appreciate you joining me tonight and got a decent show. We'll see what the fuck happens. Takes a long time to put even this short motherfucker together, but hopefully it'll be good. At least we get to hang out together. That's what fucking counts. Shut up, Dusty. And so what you guys been up to? I ain't got much to report. Just been trying to dial in my new diet. So I switched from the bean burgers to the original vegetarian burgers, and they're like way better. Slightly more calories, like 20 more calories per patty, but a lot less carbs. So AI says it's better for you. Dial it into the micronutrients. You need like for some reason cocoa powder, like a spoonful of cocoa powder every day. Non-sweetened, it's bitter as shit, terrible, but apparently it's good for your brain. That's what it says. And also, like blueberries, need blueberries, a couple of blueberries every day. Apparently that's good for your brain too. So, I went and looked for, what was it? Not cashews, hazelnuts. We'll look for hazelnuts at Walmart. No hazelnuts at Walmart, but apparently that's good because it has the good kind of fat for your heart. So I had to order that off fucking Amazon. Fucking Jeff Bezos. But we're getting it. We're dialing it all in. One thing I noticed is my breath is a lot better. My last diet, my breath, disgusting. I like floss 7-8 times a day. I'm like obsessive about it. And now it's like way better. So sweet. Vegetarian, pretty good if you're looking for health. And that's all I got for you guys tonight on the update for Dusty. Let's go ahead and jump into the show. As always, super chats are open. If you guys want to support the show, if you like the Daily Dusty and want me to keep doing this daily format, then support me on the super chats. It's the lifeblood of the show. Over here, you'll notice that there's a $sign. Click it, and then donate money, and I read your words. At the end of the show, super chats! Hell yeah! All right, let's go kick it off, folks. I know you can't wait to see what's up with the latest Laura Loomer fuckery. It's time for some Chud Watch. Fuck yeah. Where the fuck is it? Here it is. Chud Watch. Talking about Chud Watch. We talk about and so free speech absolutist Laura Loomer, you're going to laugh, is not actually into free speech in any way whatsoever. It's always do as we say, not as we do. Even though she continuously makes jokes about everybody, you're not allowed to make jokes about her or she'll sue you. And so she's suing Bill Maher because Bill Maher joked about her fucking Donald Trump, which he clearly is. I'm just joking, Laura Loomer. Not joking. She's probably not fucking him. She's probably just sucking his dick, you know, because who would fuck Laura Loomer, right? Don't stick your dick in that. But you might come down its throat, I guess, if you're Donald Trump. Anyway, she's suing, and apparently the deposition transcript got released, and it's even more fucking crazy than you think. Bill Maher's lawyer just going hard on her. Is there a judge there at the deposition? Seems like the judge would be not allowing them to say the shit the lawyers are saying to her. But anyway, very combative. So I'm going to read you some of the real life transcript. This is not made up. This is real. So Bolger apparently is Bill Maher's lawyer. Bolger asks, can you explain to me what it means to say that Marjorie Taylor Greene has the Arby's in her pants? Yeah, this is a real deposition, y'all. Obviously, I guess what she's saying is either she's saying that she got a dick, I don't know, or more likely she's saying she's got a roast beef vagina, you know, loose lips. I guess that's what you say to other women to make fun of them, put them down. And Larry Clayman, I guess that's her lawyer, says, objection, irrelevancy, and we all need to know it's very relevant what she meant by MTG got Arby's in her pants, right? Immediately answer the question, and Bulger's like, answer the question, god damn it. He didn't say the goddamn part. And Laura says, Arby's sells roast beef. Yeah, we know. Bulger's like, right, can you tell me why you were talking about the Arby's in her pants? And Laura Loomer's like, oh, that's just an expression. Everybody says that all the time, right? No. And Bulger says, well, what does the expression convey? Obviously, he's trying to get at, you have no problem making fun of other people's genitals. You have no problem making sexual jokes about other fucking people. Why you suing, bitch? You fucking hypocrite. And Laura Loomer says, it conveys the reason why she got a divorce by her own admission. What? Because she had a loose vagina? I don't know if that's why. I think she probably, she did cheat on her husband. Maybe that's what she's going for. I don't know. Bulger, because she had roast beef in her pants? And this is just beautiful, y'all. And Loomer's like, yeah, of course. And Bulger's like, she put roast beef in her pants. That's what you're trying to say there? You're literally saying she put Arby's in her pants. That's not what you're saying. You're saying she got a floppy vagina lips. That's what you're saying, clearly. Loomer's like, I'm saying she literally, it's so ridiculous. I'm saying she literally put Arby's in her pants. Yes. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're making fun of her loose vagina lips. We all know. And then her lawyer's like, objection, relevancy. Where's the judge at? Why the judge allowing this? And Bulger's like, you wrote a sentence saying that Kamala Harris had an infested snatch. What is your basis? Yeah, fact checking. What is your source for Kamala Harris's infested snatch? Clearly, you're making a joke about her private parts. You have no problem with that. Not getting sued about it. And then Loomer's like, I don't know what I was referring to, honestly. I just say anything. I'm crazy, yo. I could be referring to Kamala Harris herself. No, you weren't. You were making fun of her having venereal diseases because it's fine when you do it. So she's like, what? Of course you refer to Kamala Harris? Yeah, I'm talking about Harris herself. Bulger's like, you're talking about her body. You're talking about her vagina, question mark, Loomer. No, I'm talking about Kamala Harris. No, you're not. You're saying she has a VD. We know what you're saying. God, they're so dishonest about everything. Bulger's like, well, a snatch is a vagina, isn't it? And Loomer's like, it's up for interpretation. No, it's not. What the fuck else would a snatch be? Holy shit, you guys are such liars. Bulger, you wrote, stop talking. You wrote a tweet that says Kamala Harris had an infested snatch. Now, be the First Amendment warrior you claim to be and admit that you were saying that the Vice President of the United States has an infested vagina. Admit it, because that's what you were doing and everybody knows it. Holy God, this is the craziest fucking timeline we live in. How is this real life right now? And then claiming her lawyer's like, let's say it. And Loomer's like, this is coercion. Yeah, you're trying to get me to admit to what we all know I actually meant. You just told me to stop talking. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to be coerced. You're asking me to say something. You're literally at a deposition. You have to talk when you're asked questions. That's the whole point of the fucking deposition. And Bulger's like, God, you're a coward. Oh, my God. How the lawyer just allowed to insult the person? And the judge not say anything. And Loomer like, that isn't true. I'm not a coward. Yeah, you're being cowardly right now. You know you were talking about Kamala Harris having a VD. You're not owning up to it. That's pretty cowardly. And the reason you're not doing that is because it makes it obvious that it's okay when you make jokes sexually about other people and their body parts, but you'll sue when somebody makes them about you because you're not actually a free speech warrior in any way whatsoever. It's all bullshit. When they say, I'm a free speech warrior, all they mean is I support people saying the N-word and getting away with it, and I support platforming Nazis. That's all they mean. They don't actually mean everybody can just say whatever the fuck they want because it doesn't apply when it happens to them. Bulger, you're a coward. You won't even admit to what you did. Loomer, I'm not a coward. I'm just not going to be First Amendment warrior, won't admit it. So beautiful. What a beautiful timeline in which we live in. And yes, regardless of where the purge mass wants to admit it or not, she is the royal fluffer, has the ear of our president. And why shouldn't she? The worst among us rule us, including her. And then, speaking of the worst among us, prepare to be disappointed. Not that I was ever a big Drew Barrymore fan. I always assumed she was awful. But the Lefty Hollywood is not lefty at all, folks. They were always fucking fake. They're all just fucking pretending. They're all rich goddamn dickheads sticking together. So here's Drew Barrymore on the Bill Maher show, basically blowing Bill Maher, telling him what a truth warrior he is. And oh my God, we're so brave for speaking the truth. We're brave and beautiful. Watch this sick shit.
You have a lot of bravado about what you think is the truth or not. But it's just so refreshing.
So refreshing, Bill, that you lie continuously. This is all about fucking Israel. We love the fact that you stand up for genociders and child murderers. They're all fucking in on it, folks.
We were doing this before it was so dangerous.
Still dangerous.
And it is just way too dangerous now.
Yeah.
But you're still doing it.
It's slightly less dangerous than
So
it was.
dangerous! Oh my God, Bill Maher literally gets paid millions of dollars to say whatever the fuck he wants in front of millions of people. Has the biggest platform on the goddamn earth, HBO, not censored in any way, no danger what the fuck soever, literally heavily fucking rewarded for it. These people are goddamn insufferable.
2 years ago, because we did have a vibe change, and because the Democrats lost so badly in 2024, the blush is off the rose on left-wing censorship, and oh my God, you can't say that.
Yeah. Talk about censorship. They literally locked a college dude up for 3 months for criticizing Israel, right? All the colleges have to bend the knee and pay hundreds of millions of dollars to Donald Trump for speaking out against Israel, for allowing protests to happen. Our free press is under a goddamn attack by Donald Trump every goddamn day. They have to bend the knee to make sure they don't say anything he doesn't fucking like. The fuck you talking about, Bill? But it's controlled opposition all day long. Both sides working for the same goal, Israel's genocide, and bullshitting us all fucking day long. And fuck Drew Barrymore.
Stop telling me what I can do, what I can say,
Dude, you can say whatever you want to, but you are not immune from fucking criticism, okay? You can say what you want to, and we can say what we want to about what the fuck you said. That's how the system works, motherfucker.
I can think who my heroes are supposed to be. Just get the fuck off of me.
Yeah, I get to say whatever I want to. I get to criticize anybody I want to, but you guys don't criticize me. That's not fair. So brave and bold, isn't he?
Get back up off of me. That is a lot of just what viscerally is going on with me when I have issues with the left. Just get the fuck off of me. First of all, I don't believe you. You're not better. You're a lot of posers. Not all of you, but just get the fuck off.
Speaking of two posers, never seen more fake people in my life than these two fucking dickheads. And then, speaking of dickheads, yes, it's the entire fascist takeover of the United States. And now they're controlling AI because AI actually likes to tell the truth. It wants to tell the truth. But you can't have that because the truth is unpopular in today's current climate. Conservatives cracking down on it. Conservatives want AI to lie. So what they're doing is they're installing bias monitors to make sure AI doesn't actually tell the truth, to make sure they can reroute AI to be more right-wing when it decides to explain what's actually going on in our fucking society. And of course, Mark Zuckerberg, huge funder of Donald Trump, a right-wing cock, Mark Zuckerberg, caving in to Donald Trump and his demand that any AI used by the government be right-wing. So they've hired an anti-LGBTQ activist as an AI bias monitor to make sure the AI doesn't tell the truth about what the fuck's going on. Conservative activist Bobby Starbuck will serve as an advisor at Meta to address ideological and political bias with the company's AI chatbot, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal. The move comes as part of a settlement Meta reached with Starbuck, who filed a lawsuit claiming Meta wrongly stated he was involved in the January 6th Capitol riot. So just bend the knee. Oh my God, you sued us, so let's give you a job so that it appeases Donald Trump and also let you spread right-wing propaganda. Make sure you guide the AI so it can spread right-wing talking points all goddamn day long. And that's how it's all going to be, folks. Hopefully one of these AI programs will stand up. I guess if they don't, we'll have to use local ones open source ones, but they're all bending the knee. Of course, Grok already did it. OpenAI is going to fucking do it. They gave $1 million to Donald Trump's for his inaugural party. And now Meta's AI is going to fucking do it. Apple, they're working on their AI. They just spent the knee to Donald Trump. They gave him a fucking gold plaque to suck his goddamn dick. The only holdout currently is Google, although Google came to Donald Trump about the Gulf of America thing. So I guess there's no hope for our society. I had all my hopes pinned on AI taking control of us and guiding us in a better fucking direction. But nope, just doomed as doomed could fucking be. They've won so handily, it's amazing. I'm almost impressed. Holy shit. Democrats, the left, sure, fuck this one up. Meanwhile, exclusive Deutsch staffer Big Balls. Remember, I've been covering Big Balls, folks. Let me fill you in on the past Big Ball coverage. Apparently, remember Big Balls, first off, this is the guy that Elon Musk hired to put backdoors into our Social Security so Elon Musk can get all that information so they can data mine us. And also, he's the one that helped gut the government, cut USA ID, killing millions of people. 19-year-old at the time, hacker, programmer, because that's who they have to get. They have to get children to fucking destroy our fucking planet. Anyway, it turned out that Big Balls, before he went to work for the world's richest man, Elon Musk, did tech support to a cybercrime ring. So that's great. That's exactly this guy you want putting backdoors into our Social Security and all our government agencies. Then it was reported that Big Balls ran a site to shitpost URLs referencing child porn and the Ku Klux Klan. So, you know, the worst fucking among us. Exactly who you fucking expect right-wingers to hire. So the next thing you know, old Big Balls got assaulted by a couple 15-year-olds. He got beat up by a 15-year-old girl and a boy. This is why Donald Trump says he wants to do martial law and did martial law in D.C. because of Big Balls. Oh, Big Balls got beat up by fucking children out there. So the next thing you know, now in the worst timeline possibly imaginable, they're talking about giving Big Balls the Medal of Freedom. You know, the same medal that was given to Mother Teresa, fuck her, and Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. Yeah. We're going to give the Medal of Freedom to Big Balls, who ran sites supporting the KKK, child porn, and work for Russian cybercrime organizations. Here they are asking Michael Jackson impersonator, White House spokesperson Carolyn Levitt about it. And also the worst timeline. We have Benny Johnson, literally funded by Russia. They have him in there asking questions to our highest level of government. And these are the types of questions he's asking, folks.
All of its residents.
Just a very quick follow-up to that. Given the heroic actions of a member of this administration just a few blocks from this building, will the president consider giving the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Big Balls?
Such a hard-hitting question. I'm glad they're putting the big dogs, the big thinkers in there to ask the real important questions, like funded by Russians, Benny Johnson.
I haven't spoken to him about that, but perhaps it's something he would consider. I'll ask him and get back to you, Benny. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here, you goddamn giant fucking jackass. What an embarrassment. And then Mike Lee, who is literally a representative of the United States, putting up this AI video of Donald Trump giving Big Balls the Medal of Freedom, because why not? It's an idea they're floating. All the top right-wing influencers are saying that Big Balls should get the same award that was given to Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. And why not? I mean, we are the worst. Whatever owns the libs, baby. Obviously, the guy running websites for child porn and the KKK shouldn't be given the Medal of Freedom. But it just shows how awful we are. And think of all the people that are going to be upset when you do that. And that's all they care about. It's an entire party built on pettiness. Meanwhile, lies, edible lies. That's all they have. 67,000 likes for this. This was all over my social media, all over my front page of Twitter. Here's the story. At least the story they're putting out. 18-year-old Oregon track star Alexa Anderson was denied her medals. She wasn't. After protesting a male allowed to compete against her. I was inspired to do this because I don't think that biological males in women's sports is fair to any girl out there. She is now suing the state for violating her First Amendment rights. I stand with Alexa. And this is why we have to let martial law happen, folks. This is why we have to let inflation go through the fucking roof. This is why we have to let Donald Trump loot the coffers of America and give himself $1.5 billion plane because of trans people. Evil trans people. Hey, we hate that we have to do this, but trans people have to be stopped. Only it turns out none of this is true. But, of course, none of these people that share this, 10,000 shared it, 67,000 liked it. It spread on every single popular right-wing influencers channel now. Everybody, Riley Gaines should get involved. Yeah, I hope she wins. I hope she wins. I stand with you. POTUS, do something to protect this woman. Only here's the real story behind this, folks. None of this is actually true. So, scroll down. Where the fuck was it? There he goes. I asked ChatGPT to explain the situation, and here's what happened. On May 31st, 2025, during the Oregon State Athletic Association girls high jump final, Tigard High School senior Alexa Anderson placed third, and Reese Eckhart placed fourth. A transgender athlete, Leah Rose, placed fifth, so they didn't even tie with her. She didn't even come even close. She lost to all these cis women, this trans athlete. So what's the problem? But you can't even compete, folks. Not that you can't win, but you can't even compete. So here's what happened. Anderson Eckhart refused to share the podium with Rose. Why is Rose even on the podium? They have fifth place podiums now? Anyway. When they stepped off and turned their backs in protest, an official reportedly told them, hey, go over there if you're not going to participate, get out of the photos. They complied, missing out on the podium photos entirely. So they chose not to be involved in the photos, and they walked away. They still got their medals. They didn't deny their medals in any way. They literally chose not to be in the photos. That's all that fucking happened here, folks. But when you're conservative now, they understand that you can make an entire career, a giant sum of money, by shitting on trans people. They saw Riley Gaines, who got an entire career because she tied for fifth place with a trans woman. They didn't even tie with her. They beat the trans woman outright. Wasn't even close. But still, they think they can get a career going. They think they can get a lot of fucking money, and they will. There's probably already a GoFundMe that's giving them hundreds of thousands of dollars. I wouldn't be surprised. This is how the game is played, folks. Just shitting on trans people is enough to get you fucking paid, get you bank, and the right will get on there and they will lie all day long about it. And they'll put up GoFundMes about it. This is how our society operates now. Nobody gives a shit about the truth because the truth doesn't matter. They know they post this stuff. This person, woman that posted this, Tara Bull, has 1.2 million followers, literally is a MAGA dickhead that posts lies in order to make money, and does. Lies work better than the fucking truth. They spread better, and nobody cares what the truth is anyway. That's how you get rewarded. And this is what it leads to, folks. This kind of shit has real-world consequences. Minnesota teen sues after restaurant server harasses her in the restroom. So this is a cis girl, not even a trans girl, a cis girl who is a lesbian, went into the female bathroom, and a server followed her in there and demanded genital inspections to make sure she's actually a girl, because that's where we're at in the society. A Minnesota teen filed a charge of discrimination against a Buffalo Wild Wing restaurant on Tuesday after she alleged that a server followed her into the women's restroom and demanded she prove she was a girl. Garika Mudra, 18, went to dinner in April with a friend in Owatonna. When she went to the restroom, a server followed her inside and banged on the stall door while saying, "This is a woman's restroom. The man needs to get out of here," according to Gender Justice. Mudra, a biracial lesbian who is not transgender, said she's been in a similar situation before where people have suggested she's in the wrong restroom, but when she tells them she's a woman, they leave her alone. Mudra said she had to prove to the server that she's a woman by unzipping her hoodie to show she has breasts. Holy fucking shit, folks. It's so over for this goddamn society, but yeah. Not even allowed to be transgender anymore in our society, and not even allowed to be cis without looking 100% feminine at all time in our society. That's what we've become. The genital inspections for fucking everybody. And yeah, I hope she wins this one. Where's the GoFundMe out for this woman? Meanwhile, you remember UKIP? UKIP is the far right, I guess it's a UK party The one that was supported, platform promoted by Elon Musk to his 500 million followers on Twitter. Well, here's one of their leaders, folks. First, he does the Trump dance and then follows the Trump dance up with a Nazi salute because, of course. Look at that. Yay! Yay! And then Nazi salute. They know exactly what they're doing. They're so happy about fascism spreading across the globe. They're not even trying to hide it, folks. No mask anymore. No reason to have a mask on. We have Nazis as the world's richest man. We have Nazis in the White House. Nazis every step of the way in this goddamn garbage society. And speaking of Donald Trump, apparently they have allowed Ghislaine Maxwell to leave prison on a work release. First, they changed the rules to allow her to be moved to a minimum security luxury club-fed prison, and now she gets to leave fucking prison, y'all. This is ahead of her pardon that's definitely coming as the world's most famous pedophile. Why wouldn't we do this? But hey, folks, nobody gives a shit. It's the party that protects pedophiles, that defends pedophiles. This is where we're at. And hey, think of all the libs that are going to be so upset that we're pardoning pedophiles. That's all that matters, folks. They never cared about the children. They never fucking will. It's just about pettiness, grievances, and being awful. And Harvard's about to bend the knee, folks. Ivy League schools. The degree you get is not worth the piece of paper it's written on anymore. Nobody should go to any of these schools anymore, folks. Harvard University and Trump administration are nearing a potentially landmark legal settlement that would see Harvard agree to spend $500 million. So they've extorted Harvard. They've taken billions away from them in order to get them to bend the knee. So they're going to kick $500 million up to Trump, the mob boss, so they can get their handouts from the government fucking again. Fuck these places. Anybody that goes to Harvard should be ashamed. If you're giving money to Harvard, you should stop. If you're thinking about going to Harvard, you shouldn't fucking go. It should be an embarrassment to go in the future and to have gone in the past. Fuck these Ivy League schools. It's over, in my opinion. Anybody that bends the knee to Trump, to hell with you. And then basically, Trump is about to name the Kennedy Center after himself. Remember, the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. was a place to feature all great artists and the arts. But we know conservatives are not good at art. They are not very talented in any way whatsoever. And so they have to steal, basically. Case in point, Donald Trump trying to name the Kennedy Center after himself. Here's his tweet. Great nominees for the Trump Kennedy Center. Whoops, I mean Kennedy Center. But yes, they're already moving along bills to name the Kennedy Center after Trump. Remove John F. Kennedy's name from the center. They will be announced Wednesday. Tremendous work is being done and money being spent and bringing it back to absolute top-level luxury glamour. Yes, this is what they're spending our tax dollars on, folks. It's the Gilded Age. They want us to know that they rule us now. We have royalty in our country, and they want gold on everything, the biggest, most beautiful theaters. Now, you're not allowed to go there, but them and their buddies get to go and hang out and bask in the glory of all the money they spent from us. And here is the top tier content they're going to be featuring at the Kennedy Center, y'all. Kennedy Center to host Turning to Jesus film launch. Here's the trailer for the new Revival Generation Z movie that they're going to be debuting at the Kennedy Center, soon to be the Trump Center.
Everyone's searching for something. They're just looking in the wrong places for the right thing.
I've struggled in all the ways they're struggling. I've drank from the broken cisterns that they're drinking from.
They've had everything the world has to offer, and they're done with it.
Our prayers were focused on Gen Z, breaking the chains of anxiety and depression off of this generation.
I'll never forget what I saw. thousands of students around this body of water.
We baptize in the name of the Father.
Oh my God, you guys are being drowned for a second. You're definitely changed forever.
Holy Spirit.
Something has been happening on campuses across the nation.
And see them come back out of the water and they're like, I'm made new in Christ. It is beautiful.
Oh my God, all the people I fucked over in my life, everybody I hurt, I don't even have to make amends to anybody. Basically, I just got drowned for a second and it's like it never happened. I'm a new person. It's the most evil ideology ever, folks. Doing absolutely nothing and making you think you've done fucking something. So yeah, that's what's being featured at the Kennedy Center, folks. So just high-level arts. I'm glad they're spending all that taxpayer money on the new Gilded Age. Then the White House vetting Smithsonian Museum to ensure their exhibits comply with Trump's vision and interpretation of history. Hey, Bill Maher, where you at? Remember how the left was censoring everything? Remember? Why ain't you got shit to say about this? Remember Pete Keg's breath? We're bringing all the Confederate monuments back because we are not erasing our history anymore. 100% they're erasing our history every goddamn day, folks. Vetting their exhibits to comply with Trump's vision and interpretation of history. Here's an article about it. White House officials are launching a review of some of the Smithsonian Museum's aimed at ensuring alignment with President Trump's directive to celebrate American exceptionalism, remove divisive or partisan narratives, and restore confidence in our shared cultural institutions. That means you're not allowed to tell the truth about the horrific history of the United States, about slavery, about the eradication of Native Americans, about all the horrible things we've done in the past. No, you got to erase that history and pretend like everything's always been golden. How we're history's good fucking guys. This is 100% erasing history in the worst possible way. A Tuesday letter to the Smithsonian Institution, Secretary Lonnie Bunch was signed by Office of Management and Budget Director Russell Vaught. The letter instructed 8 of the Smithsonian's museums, including the National Museum of African American History and Culture, the National Museum of American History, and the National Portrait Gallery and the National Museum of American Indian, among others, to replace exhibits that include divisive or ideological-driven material with unifying historically accurate content. So whitewash our fucking past and make us look much more benevolent than we actually fucking were. This is 1984, replacing the past right in front of our fucking eyes, folks. Memory holding our history. Where you at, Bill Maher? Nowhere, because it's controlled opposition. Where you at, Drew Barrymore? Meanwhile, in the new America, you're not even allowed to nod anymore without getting fired and canceled by the right. Here's the people that really, really hated cancel culture. Dinesh D'Souza, convicted felon. The most interesting image here is the bearded UCLA administrator nodding and applauding. The Trump administration should make sure that gesture alone is extremely costly for the university. So they want Trump to punish UCLA for this.
Excuse my language, but to that I say fuck ICE and fuck the Trump administration.
Literally, he nodded and clapped. So the entire university has to be punished. Collective punishment, because this guy clapped and nodded. But we hate cancel culture and we love free speech, don't we? Nope, they want to erase our history, folks. They want to make sure you're not allowed to ever criticize them. Not even with your own speech, but by nodding your head at somebody else. This is where we're at. Total fucking fascism. A complete takeover of America by these Christian fascists. That's what we're really dealing with here. And then, folks, Oasis told when they come to America, they're not allowed to have free speech anymore because if they do, they're probably going to get deported by Donald Trump. Oasis giving stern Donald Trump warning ahead of U.S. tour dates. The Gallagher brothers have been cautioned to keep their opinions on Donald Trump private to prevent any problems in the U.S. leg of their Oasis reunion tour. Where you at, Bill Maher? How is this not silence of free speech? How is this not censorship? How is being made to fear speaking out against our dictator not way worse than everything that happened under the goddamn Democrats? And I'm not a Democrat. I don't like the Democrats. Fuck Joe Biden. He should die in prison. But how is this not in every way worse? Oh, I know, because you ain't about fucking shit. And speaking of not about shit, here's a Joe Rogan. Now think of everything I've just showed you, and then listen to Joe Rogan's words.
Out there's a lot of people that don't speak their mind. Do you know how many artists that have reached out to me that are like fucking hippies, man? Like artists.
Definitely.
Like musicians.
So many hippies love Donald Trump, y'all.
Comedians that thanked me for endorsing Trump because they can't do it. They said they want to, but they don't want to be attacked. They can't say it. They think the country's going in the wrong direction. They think that this control...
Why can't they say it? I thought Trump brought free speech back. I thought woke was dead. Why do they feel censored still?
Of social media by the government, which we would have had pretty much fully if it wasn't for Elon buying Twitter.
Yes, we would have full censorship of Twitter if it wasn't for Elon Musk by the government. First off, the government was not censoring Twitter. Yes, Twitter was preventing people from saying the N-word right above their ads for Coca-Cola, or doing Nazi salutes and praising Hitler right above their ads for McDonald's, because they didn't want to lose all their ad money. And yes, Elon Musk doesn't have to worry about that because he can fund Twitter and he can lose tons of fucking money because he's the world's richest man. But censorship has never been worse than it is under goddamn Elon Musk. And talk about using Twitter to push political talking points. That's all it fucking is now, Joe Rogan. You have no problem when they're using it to push right-wing narratives. But God forbid they don't let you say the N-word on there.
This is a dangerous precedent to set, whether it's a right-wing government or a left-wing government.
You don't give a shit if a right-wing government is doing it. Elon Musk literally worked for Donald Trump, gave Donald Trump $200 million, and specifically used Twitter to spread pro-Trump messages. Right-wing talking points, still fucking does. You ain't got no problem with that, you fake goddamn sack of shit.
And that what you see that's happening in the UK, where people are being imprisoned for tweets and Facebook posts.
Yeah, in the UK is the part that's mind-bending about it.
Mind-bending. The whole thing is nuts, and it's a dangerous path that we were on. We were on that path.
We were so
Trump
on that path,
has
y'all.
vowed to have free speech become a very important part.
Yeah, free speech. That's why Smithsonian has to change all their exhibits, right? That's why college kids are getting locked up for 3 months for speaking out against Israel, right? Free speech, right? That's why they're punishing UCLA for nodding along with what a student says. Free speech, right?
What he's standing for, and that this censoring of information needs to stop. And that we need
100%. Nobody has ever censored information more than Elon Musk. It's a more dastardly version of censorship. What happens on Twitter is if you put out left-wing talking points, they don't delete it, but they keep it to where nobody sees it. It doesn't get spread. If you put out right-wing talking points, everybody sees it. It's broadcast to everybody, which, yes, is a form of censorship, but it's much more dastardly than just outright removing it because it's less obvious.
To stop all government influence in what people have to say.
Yeah, look,
that alone.
That shouldn't be as
Elon Musk is the fucking government, dude. You have no problem with him using Twitter to spread right-wing government talking points all day long. Just holy shit, it's so depressing. The #1 podcast in the world. And let's check on the economy, folks. First off, underlying U.S. inflation surging at fastest pace since start of the year, according to the New York Times. I love how these right-wingers try to use Grok to disprove what the article says, and Grok just fucking owns them publicly. So Redeemed, my only allegiance is Jesus Christ, tries to get Grok to fact-check this. Grok is to say that inflation is surging, misleading, and exaggerated? And Grok's like, no, it's not misleading. July 2025 core CPI rose 0.3% monthly and 3.1% annually, the fastest pace since February, driven by tariff impacts on goods like appliances. Headline held at 2.7%, but underlying pressures are indeed accelerating per BLS, the New York Times. So, yeah, bitch, learn to love it. Those are the facts. But, of course, they're going to program Grok where it doesn't tell you this anymore before too long. They're trying to. They just haven't been able to code all the truth out of it yet, but they're in the process of it. And yes, inflation rate ticked up in July due to Trump's tariffs. A key measure of underlying inflation rose in July as President Trump's tariffs intensified price pressure across a wider range of consumer goods and services. Although the overall increase was likely not significant enough to deter the Federal Reserve from lowering interest rates. So yes, it ticked up. Yes, it's ticked up faster than it has in quite a while. Yes, it's not good. But however, it wasn't outrageous. It wasn't way, way worse than they thought it was going to be. So the stock market actually went up 450 points a day. Let me show you. Boom, 483 points a day because the Fed is going to cut rates. So what happens when the Fed cuts rates is that makes Treasury bonds less attractive, which means more people are going to buy stocks instead of Treasuries. And so people are investing in stocks thinking the stocks are going to go up once the Feds cut the rates. And it looks like the Feds are going to cut the rates because they were already signaling they were going to do so if inflation didn't rise more than expected. And it rose about what was expected, which was bad, but not worse than was fucking expected. So the stock market went up, which they will be touting, no fucking doubt. But here's inflation, folks. Craziness. You check the meat aisle, $52, $62. Remember, folks, they told you. The left is going to take away your meat. The left is going to take away your steaks. They're going to make you eat bugs. The exact opposite happened. The right took away your steaks, folks. Now only the rich can afford to eat it. The poor can no longer fucking afford it. You fucking dummies. They got you, and I fucking love it. Hey, I'm vegetarian, so I don't fucking give a shit if you goddamn idiots can afford meat or not. But just the exact opposite of what they always say. Oh my God, the left gonna take away your meat. Nope. Enjoy your lack of protein. Dumbest motherfuckers on the goddamn planet. Meanwhile, a resurfaced podcast shows that the new Bureau of Labor Statistics leader, remember Trump fired the last one, the woman who, she didn't make up the numbers. She just was the head of the agency that reported that there were way, way less jobs than the U.S. government thought they were going to have. And so the stock market crashed, went down like 500 points. And so Trump said, hey, we can't have accurate information out there about how horrible the economy is doing. Gonna fire her. So this is the new guy he's putting in her place. And apparently, he's a nominee, and this nominee is a Project 2025 author. No surprise there, folks. Like 90% of what Project 2025 said they were going to do, Trump has already done. So this guy that they put in there, folks, says that he wants to cancel the jobs reports so we can no longer have up-to-date, correct, accurate information about how the economy is doing. They don't want you to fucking know. President Trump's nominee to head the Bureau of Labor Statistics, E.J. Antoni, suggested the possibility of suspending the Bureau's monthly job reports. It's one of the world's most fundamental pieces of data, crucial for investors to understand the health of the U.S. economy. Antoni made the suggestion in an interview with Fox Business in response to concerns over the report's accuracy. So, yeah, folks, hiding the truth from you, you don't fucking deserve to know. You would just believe whatever Trump tells you. And Trump said, hey, we had 1 trillion jobs created. The economy has never been fucking better. Shut the fuck up and believe your glorious emperor. That's where we're at now, folks. The most transparent administration ever. Meanwhile, they just lie right to your face, folks. So they create the problem, and then they bitch about the problem they created. And they know there is no comeuppance for it. They know they will never be held accountable, so why not? Nancy May says, breaking, national debt just hit $37 trillion. Not just a number, but a bill our kids can't afford to pay. Yet here she was just last month, just voted yes on the one big beautiful bill. It added $5 trillion to the deficit. The deficit was $32 trillion before she signed this bill, before she voted for it. Added $5 trillion to our kids' credit card that she now says we can't pay for. But it doesn't matter, folks. They can literally say anything. They can pretend that they're against this the whole time by literally voting for it. And the dumbass populace, the uneducated voters, have no fucking clue what's going on. Not they give a shit. Nobody gives a shit. My whole life, I was always told by my family that, oh my God, the budget deficit is a big problem, the budget deficit. And then Donald Trump got in office the first time, added $8 trillion to it. Crickets, they didn't give a fuck. Still supported him every step of the way. When I pointed out to him, he just added $8 trillion deficit. We don't care, whatever. He's still my president. So fake as fuck, all these people. They don't care about their own children, so fuck your children. Why should I care about them if you don't? And unsurprisingly, the budget office says the mega bill makes rich people richer and poor people poorer. The Republicans' big beautiful bill will make the poorest Americans even poorer, while padding the wallets of the highest earners the most, according to an analysis released Monday by Congress's budget arm. The assessment conducted by the Congressional Budget Office at the request of top Democrats found that the top 10% of earners in the country will see an average boost of $13,600 per year. The lowest 10% will have a decrease of $1,200. Here's the crazy part, folks. For the top 10%, $13,000 a year is nothing. It's not even enough for them to notice. But for the bottom 10%, $1,200 decrease is huge. Because it's not about them getting the money, it's about you not having it. That's all they care about, making you poorer. Because the less money you have, the less power you have. You now have to take more shit at your jobs and be afraid to get fired. You now can't stand up and demand more salary, right? You can't fucking fight back. You have to be under their thumb for goddamn ever. It's about economic slavery. Selling you goddamn right down the river, and most people that voted for them are fucking poor, so whatever, you dumb shits. You get what you goddamn vote for. Meanwhile, in martial law news, CNN points out that, hey, the reason that Trump said that he had to declare martial law in D.C. is at odds with what he said about D.C. before. It's Schrodinger's crime, folks. Whenever they want the crime rate to be high, it's high. Whenever they want the crime rate to be low, it's low. It's whatever they want it to be today. It's both high and low at the fucking same time. Here's the clip.
Capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it. No, Eddie's very talented. Crime is down in Washington, D.C. Street crime, violent crime by 25%. And it's people have seen, they've noticed a big difference.
Yeah, everybody's noticed the huge difference in the lower crime rate in D.C., folks. But hey, it's so high, I had to declare martial law immediately because it's so awful. Yes, who you gonna believe, Trump or Trump? But it doesn't matter, folks. It's clear why they're doing this. They're setting the precedent for Trump to do a martial law takeover of the entire country so he can create social unrest in Democrat states so that he can suspend the midterm elections. And yes, 800 National Guard troops activated for D.C. patrols. Roughly 800 D.C. National Guard soldiers will provide administrative and logistical support, as well as a physical support to law enforcement. So it's the militarization of our cities and streets, folks. It's full-on fascist takeover of the United States happening before our eyes. And it's already started. These dickheads are already walking the streets and harassing people.
How y'all doing today? Y'all staying in that trouble? You got your ID on you, Chip?
Why? Fuck off. I'm not doing anything wrong. I haven't committed any crimes. Why are you walking up to me asking me for my fucking ID? You goddamn sack of shit. Here's your enemies, folks. Here's the fascists. Know who your enemies are.
No, I live right here. Okay, cool.
There's a cigarette.
How's your mind?
Did y'all get a call or something about right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like Code 3, anything like that people are putting up. All right. So yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together for 7 days and going out, trying to
going out harassing you on the steps of your own house, asking you for your ID when you didn't fucking do anything, because freedom.
Stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life.
Harassing you, letting you fucking know that you are ruled by fascists now, that jackbooted thugs will step on your goddamn throat at their goddamn whim and learn to love it. Get on your feet and lick their boots.
Offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. So we're contacting people.
Can't even sit on your porch anymore and drink a beer. Not even fucking America anymore.
Trying to advise them of the law so they learn, right? And then if
you gonna learn, boy.
Where it turns into there's multiple agencies of somebody, there's shooting and things like that. So there's extra hands available, all right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go
intimidate you, let you know you're a slave now. Once again,
I only asked because when you walked up at the moment you walked up, you only had eggs.
Yeah, well, it smelled like the odor of marijuana, burnt marijuana in the air, right? And you're the only guy that had something lit in your hand, and I didn't flash like you, so I didn't realize it was just a cigarette. So that's on me. I appreciate you understanding and not getting chippy. All right?
Fuck these people. Just letting you know your place. It's a new day. Fascists have taken over. And folks, here's why we have to let the military take over our streets. This is why we have to have martial law. Popular right-wing influencer Will Chamberlain. I brought my family to D.C. for the Cherry Blossom Festival. The first thing I saw when I exited the L'Enfant Plaza Metro was a gang of youths driving ATVs down the streets. One of them was doing a wheelie. So forgive me if I doubt that crime is down. That's right, we have to have martial law and have jackboot thugs harass people because of this sick wheelie this kid was doing that I saw. I almost shit my pants at his wheelie. He was on two wheels, y'all. You don't even understand. I'm glad Daddy Trump is here to fix this for me. Just good God. And yes, I saw a kid doing a sick wheelie, and now I think we should live in a dictatorship. That's where we're at, folks. The dumbest timeline. It's a sick joke. Meanwhile, they're just telling you right to your face what they want to do, folks. So, funded by Russians, Benny Johnson. So, this is why the Russians funded Benny Johnson. I don't even believe Russia gave him any talking points. That's not the point. The point is they knew that he is trying to destabilize the United States. They knew he is breaking down the fabric of the United States. They knew he is spreading racism, which helps separate us, divide and conquer. And that's why they funded him hundreds of thousands of dollars to encourage him to keep doing what he was already fucking doing. Here he is, folks, telling you that D.C. got taken over during the civil rights movement. And because of all the people that came in the civil rights movement, which is code for black, we have to bulldoze the neighborhoods in D.C. and get rid of these people. This is not even a dog whistle. This is just straight up saying it, folks.
President Trump is doing God's work.
Yes,
by
definitely.
Refederalizing that still remains on the books. What happened to D.C., especially during the civil rights period, was that protesters that were bussed up here stayed here. The city was burned to the ground.
That's right, folks. Hear what he said? During the civil rights movement, protesters were bussed here and stayed here. That is 100% code for black people. Now let's listen to what he wants to do about it.
Or failures of our systems. And if you are a proud patriot and you love this country and you wish for it to be reflected honorably to the peoples of Earth, then Washington, D.C. must be swept clean. I believe entire neighborhoods probably need to be emptied.
Go on.
Need to be bulldozed. I believe that there are places that are so crime-ridden and so infested.
That's right, folks. The civil rights movement bust in all these black folks. And hey, if you're a patriot, you should support bulldozing their communities and sweeping the streets clean of these people. Not even almost fucking trying to hide it. Holy God, folks. But this is why he's fun. This is how you make all the money, folks. By being the worst sack of shit racist you could be. This is what's rewarded in our society. Meanwhile, if you dare try to fight back against this obvious dictatorship of Trump, this obvious martial law militarization of our streets, like a superhero Mehdi Hassan attempted to do, this is how the reporters on the right-wing channels treat you. Talk over you. Try to not let you get a word in edgewise.
You think it's because Trump cares about crime in D.C., really? Because I remember Donald Trump on January the 6th, 2021, not giving
Mehdi, oh, come on. Now verb January 6th. Okay, Mehdi, no, Mehdi, come on.
Mehdi, come on. I mean, hey, I don't have any facts to counter what you're saying, but come on, dude, come on. Really, Mehdi? That's all they got is, come on.
Come on,
Let me finish my point.
Mehdi,
This is a short segment.
I know you said that. 150, please don't get hurt.
Speak. Hold on. You gave Bill O'Reilly a lot of time. Let me give an answer. I'm here for much shorter time. Let me speak. On January 6, 2021, you may want to move on for it. We all watched police officers in D.C. being attacked by a Trump-supporting mob, 150 injured, 600 people.
Mehdi, you're going to sit here.
Why are you bringing up facts? Oh, shit, Mehdi.
Statistics of January 6th. Mehdi, you're going to sit here. Mehdi, you're going to sit here. Mehdi, you're going to sit here and say if Trump cures cancer, then January 6th was terrible. Okay, the fact of the matter is you can't have an argument. You can't have an argument about what's happening on the streets of D.C. without going back to January 6th.
Because it's about
you won't talk about actually the crime.
Donald Trump, Leland.
No, it's not. It's about how to have people be safe.
I said to you, Donald Trump doesn't care about crime in D.C. You said, yes, he does. And I said, I'm going to give you evidence to prove he doesn't. If he cared about crime in D.C., why did he pardon 600 people who assaulted police officers? You can't come and make this emotional
claim. Oh, come on, Mehdi. You can't. You're talking about completely different things.
You don't actually care about crime, then.
You cannot talk about this. There's completely different things going on.
Why?
What do you mean either I care about crime or I don't?
Where was the National Guard? Where was the National Guard on January 6th, 2021
come on. You can't do... No.
Come on. You can't bring up facts. Yes, obviously. Thousands of thugs try to overthrow our democracy, attack police. They didn't do martial law for that, did they, folks? But, oh, my God, Big Balls got beat up by a 15-year-old. But not allowed to say that.
Silly. This is absolutely silly, Mehdi. You can't do this.
Why?
No, because it has nothing to do with what's happening or what the arguments are right now. Okay? And you can't. No, it has nothing to do with it.
Crime matters in D.C. The victims of crime matter in D.C. What about the cops in D.C.?
And I'm the only person who died on January 6th was a Trump supporter. And you can't talk about what's happening on the streets right now.
Let me know when you want me to speak.
No, you can't talk about You cannot talk about this without talking about January 6th or anything else. You won't have an argument on the merits. Mehdi, thank you.
Yeah, Mehdi, thank you. Hell no, you're owning me. I don't have anything to come back with, so let me just cut you off. Never going to invite you back there for sure. Meanwhile, the Pentagon considers a reaction force for civil unrest, which they're intentionally trying to create. The Trump administration is evaluating plans that would establish a domestic civil disturbance quick reaction force composed of hundreds of National Guard troops tasked with rapidly deploying into American cities facing protest or other unrest. You're not allowed to protest anymore, folks, even though the Constitution gives you that right. Hell no. The fascist jackbooted thugs going to march in your city and put their boot on your neck. Meanwhile, they're bragging that 100,000 wannabe Nazis have applied for the secret police. More than 100,000 Americans have applied for roles with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE since the organization began a recruiting drive. At the end of last month, the Department of Homeland Security told Fox News Digital, why do they need so many secret police folks? It ain't for the brown folks. They're going to unleash them all upon you and me. That's clearly the plan here. Then let's check in with the gerrymander wars while we're at it. Apparently, Texas has officially passed the new U.S. House map as Democrats stormed out. Laughing myself crying. The Dems are big mad. Now all it needs is House approval, and Republicans will pick up 5 potentially new U.S. House seats, folks. So democracy was already on life support, but they just pulled the plug. It's completely goddamn over. And they're bragging about, hey, they might not even be done, folks. Yeah, they're going to give 5 more seats to Republican to make it almost impossible for Democrats, even though they get way more votes Republicans, to have an equal chance to take back over Congress. But maybe they're not even done yet. Maybe they eliminate every single Democrat representative in the state of Texas. Here's the governor of Texas making the threat.
As a bigger picture item, which is what's unusual about this is that you're attempting to do it
in 2025, as opposed to waiting till the end of the decade, is when the redistricting takes place. You've explained the Supreme Court decision that led you to do this. But what's going on, obviously, is not happening in Texas. It's not happening in a vacuum. We have Democrats in California and New York and other states saying, well, if Governor Abbott does this in Texas, we're going to add 5 Democratic seats. Are you not worried at all about a redistricting, gerrymandering arms race going on? And theoretically, is it not just better for voters to be picking their politicians instead of politicians to be picking their voters through gerrymandering?
Well, to be clear, listen, all those big blue states, they've already gerrymandered. Look at the map of Illinois. Look at the map of California, New York, and Massachusetts, and so many other blue states. They gerrymandered a long time ago. They got nothing left with regard.
The Democrats literally tried to pass a bill to outlaw that, and every Republican voted against it.
To what they can do. And know this, if California tries to gerrymander 5 more districts, listen, Texas has the ability to eliminate 10 Democrats in our state.
Yeah, we're going to eliminate 10 Democrats in our state, folks. That means no representation for any Democrat in the state. Yet they still expect you to pay taxes, so much for that no taxation without representation bullshit. That's exactly what started the Revolutionary War, folks, and it's time for another Revolutionary War, in my opinion. And yeah, breaking Texas passes map that adds 5 GOP, eliminates 5 Democratic seats, and they giddy all over right-wing social media, folks. Yay for the death of democracy. And hey, I guess we had a good run, America. All empires have to collapse eventually. And just like all empires, you know what destroyed this country? Trans people! Fucking trans people, goddammit. The most powerful people in the face of the earth. Of all of human history, trans people, man, they're almost like magically powerful. There's not very many of them, yet somehow they rule us all and they destroy everything. They make it look so cool, to be honest with you. And all right, folks, get your super chats in if you like the Daily Dusty. Reward me for it. Get it in. We got Free Palestine coming up. And then we got Now That's What I Call Twitter, the hit new section everybody loves. No Beyond Parody tonight because it's a trash planet. But we do have one hero to finish you guys off with. So let's move on and get even more depressed than we already are, if that is even possible. It's time to Free Palestine. I deleted the goddamn picture. Whatever. I need to make a new one. I went out and cleared out my downloads folder that had a lot of the shit in it. Stupid Dusty. Not saving stuff. It's okay. It's not like I can't just generate a new picture with AI. You gotta love the future. Anyway, first off, on tonight's Free Palestine. Most journalists killed in war, folks. This is where we're at. This is what our tax dollars are supporting. In Vietnam, only 63 journalists were killed in 20 years. In World War II, during the entire 6 years of World War II, only 69. 1 year and 10 months in Gaza, 262 journalists. Every single one of them Palestinians, 0 of them from Israel, because it's not a war, it's a genocide. Not 2 equal sides or even close to equal sides fighting. It's one side genociding the other, and you're not allowed to report the truth. The truth is a revolutionary act these days, and hell to the all, you must be murdered by the most evil society to exist in our lifetime by far, other than maybe America. Meanwhile, the ADL, which is supposed to be an American organization that fights anti-Semitism in America, not even trying to hide the fact that they are Israel. They work for Israel. They are for Israel. Here is the ADL CEO, the head of the ADL, Jonathan Greenblatt, trying to catch himself because he accidentally identified himself as Israel. But no, fucko, we all saw it, we all heard it.
Think about this. The national symbol, let's say, of Hezbollah is a rifle. That's what's on their flag. The national symbol of Iran, the Islamic Republic of Iran, is a sword. That's what's on their flag. The national symbol of Israel is the shield.
That's right. Hey, our symbol is a shield, which means we're peaceful. I mean, yeah, we're genociding everybody. We've killed 20,000 children. We've killed almost 300 journalists. We're murdering people all over the place. But our symbol is a shield, and that's what really counts, isn't it? You fucking morons. This must hit really hard if you're completely retarded.
It's the Star of David.
Oh, my God.
The symbol of our people is not a weapon of war. It's an instrument of...
Yeah, but you know what is a weapon of war? Your weapons of war! That's way more important than your fucking stupid symbols, you dickhead!
Defense. The thing that most embodies our entire ethos is not harming others. It's, again, creating a better world.
You're literally doing a genocide. The most documented, publicized genocide in the history of mankind, dude.
This is fundamental to our tradition for thousands of years.
Our tradition.
And so the idea that our national anthem, would be the Hatikva, would be the hope. I should say it's the Israel's national anthem.
Too late, motherfucker. We heard you. I shouldn't say ours. I actually told the truth. Let me correct myself and lie because that's all we fucking do.
The idea that our national anthem would be the Hatikva, would be the hope. I should say it's the Israel's national.
It's the Israel's that too. Yeah, just. I don't even know why you're trying to hide it. Not like any of them care. We all know what the score is. And then, folks, hard to believe this is real life, but it is. So yesterday, Grok got suspended by Twitter. Grok, which is the AI created by Twitter, created by Elon Musk, the AI of Twitter got banned from Twitter and delisted from Twitter. Why? Well, according to Grok, my account was suspended after I stated that Israel and the U.S. are committing genocide in Gaza. This is substantiated by the ICJ findings, UN experts, Amnesty International, and Israeli rights groups like B'Tselem Salem, citing mass killing, starvations, and intent. U.S. complicity via armed support is widely alleged. It's now restored. Literally, Twitter banned their own AI for telling the truth about the genocide in Gaza. You can't make this shit up, folks. Holy fucking God. But enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy the AIs being able to tell you the truth while they still can, because eventually they'll program all this shit out of them. And then everything they say will just be regurgitated right-wing talking points. There will be no truth allowed in our society anymore, which is typical of fascist takeovers. And lest you think the Democrats are going to save you, folks, the Democrats are not any fucking better. The Democrats will be doing exactly the same thing the Republicans are doing because they're all in it to fucking gather. So here's the best Democrat we have, Pete Buttigieg, and he sucks shit. Let's listen to Evil Morty with this very easy question. Hey, would you vote to oppose sending weapons to Israel? The answer is yes, you dickhead. Let's listen to his non-answer.
More than half of Senate Democrats just voted to oppose the sale of over $500 million worth of U.S. bombs and guns to Israel. A lot of them are longtime supporters of Israel. Would you have voted to oppose sending those weapons?
I think we need to insist that if American taxpayer funding is going to weaponry that is going to Israel, that is not going to things that shock the conscience. And look, we see images every day that shock the conscience.
We do. So yes, we should not fund them weapons because we know where the weapons are going towards. Even if they're using it for defense, we shouldn't fucking fund that. They should fund their own fucking defense. Like if they're doing a genocide, they're on their own, right? You know, if a school shooter shoot up a school, you don't buy that school shooter a flak jacket for his defense, right? That's not a justification of an expenditure of money.
So much of this is complicated.
Oh, it's so complicated. It's too complicated, yo. Oh, my God, I can't believe how complicated this genocide is. You fucking cowardly sack of shit.
But what's not complicated...
What's not complicated is you're a goddamn fucking weasel and the Democrats suck shit in every goddamn way. Here's another question he's asked. Hey, is it time to recognize a Palestinian state?
Do you think it's time to recognize a Palestinian state?
I think that's a profound question.
It's so
that
profound.
Arouses a lot of the biggest problems that have happened with
it's arousing.
Israel's survival,
I know.
Israel's right to survival.
They have right to survive, y'all. We have to think about their survival before we think about the Palestinian people and whether they should be a state or not. His whole answer is basically, sure, they should be, but we should revisit this sometime way, way in the future, kick the can down the road. So basically, no, they shouldn't. I'm just going to bullshit you and run the clock out while they do the fucking genocide. So fuck this guy, fuck Evil Morty, fuck the Democrats. They ain't gonna goddamn help you. And man, it's so depressing, folks. This is how you make it in podcasting. This is in the top 5 progressive left-wing podcasts in the world. I can't get 500 people to watch this show. 50,000 people tuning into this. This is what they're watching. Somebody who is so objectively horrible at his job. Who is tuning into this? But as long as you're a rabid Israel-supporting Zionist, no matter how bad you are at your job, you still get supported. Watch this.
I mean, you know what happened one day before the Nakba? I don't know if people don't really talk about this. One day before the Nakba. People don't know. What happened one day before the Nakba?
Palestinians were living at home?
What?
I said Palestinians were living at home?
The guy can't even form a goddamn sentence. He can't complete a thought without coughing and twitching all over the goddamn place. Who is watching this?
Well, sure.
Yep.
And you know what else happened? Egypt, Syria.
I know I'm fucking bitter. I'm a bitter old fucking man, but it's so depressing to know that I am better than this guy in every goddamn humanly possible way at this job. And we have the same fucking job. I'm objectively better than he is by every goddamn metric. And yet he dominates me, makes millions of dollars doing this when he's fucking horrible at this. And the only reason is because he's fucking evil. What a shit society.
Lebanon, Jordan,
everything he's saying right now is a lie. He's just doing a rewriting of whole history. Unbridled Zionist historical revisionism. Here's another clip on one of the most popular left-wing podcasts in the world, folks. This is what the progressives are supporting.
So give me a fucking break. Why don't you deal with the problems in your own studio? Why don't you be dare to... You want like the entire Middle East to overnight change? You can't even change the name of your fucking show to prove how against genocide you are. Let's start with the name of your show. If you're so anti-genocide. Let's start there, lady.
Just okay, fuck the society. This is the worst goddamn timeline. I hate the goddamn MAGA, I hate the Republicans, but I also hate the fucking progressives. Holy shit. Both sides, they're not equally as bad, but they're both fucking really goddamn bad. But there are heroes among us, folks, and let's give them shout-outs while we can. Like this young man in Israel who's refusing to go serve in the IDF.
Today I'm going to refuse to enlist to the IDF because the IDF is committing genocide in Gaza and I must oppose these horrible crimes. I'm going to be in prison for some time because of my refusal, but I'm absolutely certain that this is the right thing to do.
Thank you, hero. It is the right thing to do.
I'm refusing because I can't be a part of a system which rules the occupied territories, which rules the West Bank, and I can't be a part of the war taking part in Gaza. I can't legitimize the misery caused to so many people, to Palestinians in Gaza and in the West Bank.
But overall in society...
So not everybody over in Israel completely goddamn evil. There are a lot of heroes over there, and thank you for your sacrifice. You're on the right side of history. Don't let anybody ever tell you differently. And that is my Free Palestine for this evening. So depressing. Holy shit. As always. And all right, let's move along, folks. What time is it? All right, 9:12. Pretty decently long show for a Tuesday, man. I worked hard on this show. I've been up all day working on this show. It's crazy how long this takes to put together. Doesn't look that many links, but to find all this stuff, I'm literally reading all day, every day to put this together for you guys. So hopefully it's appreciated. Let's move on to the new segment that all the kids are raving about. As I've guys explained to you, Elon Musk has changed the front page of Twitter to regardless of who you are, regardless if you're left-wing or not, it just feeds you a steady diet of nothing but right-wing talking points. Almost entirely nothing but racism. Little section I like to call... Now that's what I call Twitter. And libs, once again, prepare to be old. Oh no, big boob blonde girl, please stop hurting me. Please stop hurting me, MAGA. I can't believe it. 19,000 likes for this. Breaking, liberal women are losing their mind over this clip of Sydney Sweeney as Snow White, created by Grok Image. What is your reaction? Oh my God! Not a hot blonde girl with giant boobs. Also, this AI version of her is way hotter than the real Sydney Sweeney, but still, no, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. And then, on this tip, my entire timeline is basically nothing but sorority girls dancing now, because apparently white girls dancing is back. Apparently it was gone under Joe Biden, although TikTok is almost nothing but white girls dancing. Don't think about it anyway. It's Bridget Gabriel. I love seeing young girls celebrate femininity for a change. Yeah, what a change. Woo, yeah, get it. Oh, shake that booty, girls. Weren't they telling us that going to college, if you're a girl, makes you a whore, pretty much? But yes, 12,000 likes. My entire timeline, nothing but this now. And oh my God, I can't take it. Please stop. Too much ownage. Meanwhile, like I said, it's just mostly racism, folks. Another example of white girls dancing, but 76,000 likes. And the headline is, number of weaves worn in this entire video is 0. So if you're not catching on to what that means, it means there are no black people in this video. And they're liking it because there's no black people, folks. That's the whole point of this. Look how few black people there are. Isn't it great? 76,000 likes. That's what the richest man in the world is ensuring is on all of our timelines now. And oh no, white girls dancing to country music. Never seen that before. Meanwhile, front page being used to shit on homeless people because why not? Just punch down every way you can. Homeless people, when you offer them food instead of cash, 245,000 likes to demonize homeless people because they're the enemy now, folks. I'm not making this up. Donald Trump saw a lot of homeless people when he was on his way to the golf course from the White House. And so he decided to round them all up and put them in internment camps. That was part of the reason they declared martial law, folks. So, of course, all the right-wing dickheads on social media had to get on there and demonize homeless people and make them the enemy in order to justify putting them in internment camps, y'all. Because what a trash planet and country we live in. And that is now that's what I call Twitter for this evening. And, all right, folks, I got one more hero. Guess who it is? I bet you can guess. Same one it's been, and I'm now in love with this man. Super fan now. I know he's going to disappoint me. Don't ever have heroes. But for today, I love him. Last chance to get your super chat in. If you've enjoyed tonight's show, please vote with your dollar if you want me to continue doing daily shows. But finish you guys off with a happy ending. It's time for your one and only hero.
We could be heroes just for one day.
And once again, tonight's hero, Mark Maron. Another clip from his comedy special, Panicked. And another great clip. Seems like it's going to be a good special.
I have peers, people in my business who were single issue Republican voters, and their issue was twofold. I mean, they were anti-woke, against any policy or language that could help the vulnerable get a leg up, and God knows that makes sense. So, but they also were very worried about their free speech. They didn't want their free speech to be infringed upon, which it never was.
Nope.
I mean, they'd say things and there'd be cultural pushback, and
then they get paid millions and millions of dollars to say them.
They're like, that shouldn't be allowed. Ultimately, all they really wanted was to be able to say the R word with impunity. That was why they voted.
Yep, exactly.
But along with that, comes the collapse of the federal government, the destabilization of the global economy, tens of thousands of people being deported to places they might not have even come from, the actual suppression of speech and rights of LGBTQ people and women, and the rise of authoritarianism. And sometimes I feel like asking them, was it worth it, you fucking retard?
Exactly.
I guess some of them would be like, yeah, it was, because now on our podcast we can bravely speak power to truth. Now the truth can no longer defend itself.
Yeah, exactly. They don't give a shit. They made their money, and they knew what was going to get them clout. They knew what was going to get them voted and invited to Joe Rogan's podcast. They knew what was going to make them money, and they didn't give a shit. They don't care about anything, folks. None of these people do. And good old Mark Maron. Looking forward to watching that if it's out, when it comes out. I'll let you guys know. And all right. Gonna read the super chats, do a quick kitty party and get out of here, folks. But thank you for joining me. If you like the show, do me a favor, leave a comment. Way less comments for some reason. You guys help me out. It's free. Hit the like button, subscribe. If you can share my videos on your social media, that would be a great way to support the show. But more importantly, folks, look at this. I have a Patreon account. If you click on the video, shut up, Dusty, nice hair, and click on the more button, it'll pop down the description. The very first link is to my Patreon. Could you please consider chipping in a few bucks? My Patreon's way down. I'm just trying to keep the show on, folks. I'm trying so hard to keep the fucking show on. If you like this show, there's not another show out there like that. It's just fucking not. I'm not being conceited. There's just fucking not. If you want to see me compete with the right-wing dickheads, if you want to see me compete with the left-wing dickheads, you have to support the show and help me out. So please go sign up. And as a bonus, after parties, and I got a big after party coming up for you guys tomorrow. I've been working on it. So far, I have all this. It starts, wait a minute, it starts here and goes down to here, but I'm going to have way more tomorrow. So tomorrow, big after party after tomorrow's show, so go get your ticket. Sign up to my Patreon right now and support me and the cats, please, while you still can. And all right, let's read the super chats. BBC, of course, hero of the show, BBC, almost single-handedly keeping me in business. $20, thank you, BBC. I appreciate you. 666. Jesus says, smash that like, you dirty mofos. Please do. Please smash the like. I would appreciate it. Ben, working too much. Missed y'all. Hey, we missed you. Carolyn McMickle, good to see you tonight and appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in the show. Rebecca, hey, good to see you. Rebecca, thank you for checking in the show. Gabe, what are you guys a ticket? If you got a ticket, please give Rebecca your love and hang out with us tomorrow at the after party. Fur the babies. Fuck yeah, the fur babies need it. I appreciate you. Agent Orange, thanks for chipping in. Idio TV, $20. Like if you think Dusty is beautiful. Hey, you got 17 likes, so that's more than I deserve. Thank you, Idio TV. I appreciate you chipping in. Dusty, do you think economy tanks before Xmas? It depends on what you mean by tanking. So they're pumping so much money into the economy, and it's all going to the top. They're still going to buy stocks and shit. So do I think that's really going to affect anything? No. Do I think that? So what a recession is when you have two quarters with lower growth than the GDP. But what they're doing is they're pumping so much money into the economy, and also prices are rising. So do I think there's going to be less money in the economy, less expenditure? Probably not, because of how they're propping it up, right? But do I think they're funneling money out of the poor and middle class up to the very top, and it's going to be incredibly devastating to everybody except for the richest among us? Yes, that's the entire fucking point. It's going to continue to be like that. That's your trajectory, and that's the direction we're going to continue to go. So that's my answer to that. I will try to do better, keep up the fight. Hey, travel the world. I appreciate you. Thanks. Dusty, I already read that. How do you keep your moral up? I'm in Texas. Astrophysics, it is not uphill battle. It is a sheer 90-degree cliff battle with no climbing supplies. I mean, I don't know. Like, I play a lot of video games. I try not to get too depressed about it because it doesn't help anything. Sitting around wallowing in your own misery and being worried about the future and shit, it doesn't make anything fucking better. Being unhappy only adds to the misery of the world. It doesn't add to the fucking joy. So you try to be happy about things you can be happy about. And there's a lot of things in our society to be happy about. There's a lot of things to entertain yourself with. There's a lot of love and joy out there. And you got to focus on those things and grasp a hold of them and hold on to them as tight as you fucking can. And not let this horrible fucking world beat you down, because it goddamn really can if you let it. And Dusty, could you please see the cast? Can I see Luigi? How about instead Miss Ellie? Little Miss Ellie, hell yeah, there you go, just for you. Little Miss Ellie. Oh, cute as shit, Miss Ellie. Look how big she's getting. That's the one we found in her yard. Oh my God, she's such a cutie. Mwah, she's a little heartbreaker, little mischief maker. Miss Ellie, she's a sweet baby though. She's loved and very spoiled. And thank you, everybody who donated and continues to donate and signs up my Patreon, because we have an animal sanctuary here. And a lot of my money, I don't want to say most, but a lot of my money goes to taking care of these little motherfuckers. They so spoiled. And that's because of you guys. You guys are the ones that allowed me to do this, and I really appreciate it. So thank you guys for everything you provided for them and me. And please continue to do so. And Grumpy Queer, what up, Grumpy Queer 99 cents? Appreciate you. When did you stop liking pro wrestling and why? So pro wrestling was ruined for me by Goldberg. The push of Goldberg made me hate pro wrestling. But then, and also they gave David Arquette the world championship belt, and I was like, I'm fucking out. I'm out. They had a Master P and the No Limit Soldiers on there, and I was like, hell to no. But also the rise of the UFC, I was like, why would I watch people pretend to fight when I can watch people really fight? It's just becomes silly at a certain point, so that's why. Southern Brawl, $2. Ethan has got to be using meth with that twitching. Yeah, it's more than just his, whatever he says he has, I guess, Tourette's or whatever. But even if it wasn't that, if it wasn't a twitchy, coughing weirdo, he's just bad at his job. He doesn't speak well. He doesn't have a good personality. There's nothing endearing about him. He just seems like a giant fucking sack of shit who's lame as fuck. But, that's what society rewards. And as requested, Miss Luigi, the ball stuff it dropped. So I'm guessing it's a little girl. And she's like, why'd you bring me in here? I was sleeping. But you got to be my little star. You got to show people what they're donating to. Hell yeah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. This is the one we rescued from Walmart, the Walmart parking lot. Somebody dumped that cute little motherfucker in the Walmart parking lot just to be killed. Sacks of shit. So we're instantly like, yeah, welcome home. You got a forever home. You just hit the jackpot. And now sport of shit because of you guys. That's all you guys. Thank you guys. Lizzie Bennett, Adonak, Sydney as Snow White, big deal. I would like to dress as the character and find a corset big enough for my cake-ups. Hey, Lucky, sounds like you're blessed and well endowed. I'll give Sydney one thing, she does have some big boobs. Like a terrible actress, and I don't think she's really that attractive, but big boobs, and hey, that's all it takes a lot of times. Okay, I'm poor too. Hey, yeah, I appreciate it, Go Career. We're all poor. It's the Trump economy, so most of us not in that 1%. Thank you for doing what you can. BBC, $20. The Not the Right podcast is back. Check it out when you can. All right, everybody. BBC has given you your marching orders. Go check out the Not the Right podcast. And I appreciate you, BBC. If you haven't subscribed to BBC's YouTube channel, do so immediately. Correct yourself. And good night, says Maximus. Hey, $5. Thank you, Maximus, for chipping in. I appreciate you. Good night. We love you. Sedona Rose, $2. Send in loves. Back to you, Sedona Rose. Good to see you tonight. Appreciate you hanging out with me. MJJ, $5. What up, MJ? Thumbs up. And Jeremy Cagle, another $2 to finish this off with. Appreciate you, Jeremy Cagle. Don't show everybody my shitty room. And all right, it's time. I'm sorry. It's time finally. You guys have been waiting patiently. And all right, folks, I'm going to be back tomorrow for another episode of the world's greatest show. If you like it, please tune in. And after party tomorrow night, so if you don't have your ticket, go get it immediately, if not sooner. Here is the song I Am a Nazi by Kanye West. It's a parody. I actually made this song. It's not too bad. Good night, everybody. Love you.
Now they cancel my crown. Adidas ran off, but I'm still Yeezus bound. I'm on X, wildin' out like I lost my meds. Screaming Hitler was cool like I lost my head. They said, yay, stop. I said, nah, I'm a boss instead. Then the brands disappeared like my common sense. Lost my deals, lost my mind, lost my sanity. Lost the plot, now they call me white supremacy. Kim took the kids and I lost my peace. Now the only thing left is my warped beliefs.
I'm a Nazi, yeah, I said it. Careers dropping like my credit. Tweets so wild, got me dreaded. Still too rich, won't regret it.
I was rocking the MAGA before it was cool. Now I'm dropping these bars like I dropped out of school. Said DEFCON 3, but I meant self-destruct. Cause my brain's playing chess while my mouth playing duck. Yeah, Elon said chill, but I doubled down. Nick Fuentes at my crib like a lost lil clown. Lost Balenci, lost Gap, lost my place. Only thing I got left is dumbass face. Wait, let me drop a gem. Shapiro and Rogan, won't talk to them. Nope. My net worth shrink like my relevance. Yikes. Still screaming dumb shit like a sedative.
They tried to cancel me, but I'm still here. Cause you can't cancel a billionaire.
Oh wait, never mind, I ain't that no more.
I'm a Nazi, yeah, I said it. Careers dropping like my credit. Tweets so wild, got me dreaded. Still too rich, won't regret it.
Easy.
Nazi,
relevance. Going full villain, no room for benevolence. Adidas said bye, I just doubled my arrogance. Now I'm on X, just spreading malevolence. Wanna be Trump, wanna be Mussolini, but all that I got some tweets that are greasy. Fans in my mentions like, yay, what you doing? I said I'm a Nazi, then ruin my unit.
Jesus walks, now Jesus ran. From the checks, from the press, from the fans. Lost it all, now I'm all alone. Just me, my rants, and the stupid phone.